Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope Logan and Carter Walton bandied how Steffi Forrester and Ridge Forrester had no idea they gave Carter full control of Forrester when they inked those LLC papers. Carter told Hope that if they did this, the company would be theirs to run. Brook Logan continued hearkening for a bit and eventually took off to give Ridge updates ASAP. Although both Hope and Carter felt some guilt about this plot, they eventually acted like they did what they had to do. Carter said they could make it sanctioned and refocused out it was their secret since he assumed no bone differently knew. After Carter made a vaticination about turning Forrester into a place where everyone could thrive, Hope kissed him passionately. At Forrester Creations, Brook intruded Ridge's discussion with Taylor Hayes, who decided to head out. That gave Brook a chance to bring up the LLC papers, but Ridge assured her that everything was fine. Brook dissented and said there was commodity Ridge demanded to know. After Brook admitted Hope and Carter were in a romantic relationship, she said she had to tell Ridge that because there was commodity differently he demanded to be concerned about. Brook explained how she eavesdropped Carter and Hope talking about the LLC papers. Once Brook got Ridge to confirm that he'd seen Carter's name on the paperwork, Ridge formally again acted like it was no big deal since he trusted Carter fully. Still, Brook said perhaps Ridge should end and delivered some shocking news. Although Brook abominated to say this since Hope was involved, she claimed that Carter played him and pulled an achievement. Ridge was left reeling as Brook claimed that when he inked those papers along with Steffi, he gave Carter full control of Forrester Creations. At Il Giardino's bar, Remy Price descried on Electra Forrester as she participated some kittenish moments with Will Spencer and met Deacon Sharp. Will got called to the office before they could finish their mess, but Electra assured him that she could find her own way back. Once Will left, Remy headed over to Electra's table and caught her by surprise. A stupefied Electra saluted Remy by name before he did the same. After Electra excitedly pulled Remy into a clinch, she said it had been ever and asked how effects were back home. Once Remy said it was the same old, Electra asked what he was doing in Los Angeles. Remy replied that he came there to make a fresh launch and to see Electra. Electra will inescapably fall into Remy's trap now that he's making his move. Ridge Forrester refocused out Carter Walton's name was listed as the director on the LLC, so he questioned why Carter's hand was there. Carter offered to have new papers drawn up if Ridge preferred, but also Taylor Hayes arrived and created a distraction. Steffi Forrester pushed Ridge to go ahead and get this done rather of staying until latterly. Ridge assured Carter that he trusted him and said it was fine as he finished subscribing the paperwork. After Carter left, Ridge and Steffi talked to Taylor about the conflict that had been playing out with their successors recently. Although Ridge had noticed a change in Carter, he still considered him a veritably dear friend and someone he could count on. At the cabin, Hope Logan kept dropping cryptic hints about how important Carter was risking. Brook Logan wondered if there was commodity further going on that she didn't know about. Hope joked that she was eloping with Carter if that's what Brook was upset about. So Brook said that study hadn't crossed her mind. Still, Brook approved of the support Carter was giving Hope and was happy to see her following her heart. Hope couldn't imagine Liam Spencer or any other man fighting for the way Carter was fighting for her. Carter ultimately returned and suggested his meeting at Forrester Creations was intriguing, so Brook decided she'd let him talk to Hope alone. Once Brook stepped out, Carter explained how everything went down, including how Ridge saw his name on the papers and presumably would have figured it all out without Taylor showing up to distract him. Carter felt shamefaced about deceiving Ridge and Steffi, so Hope admitted this didn't exactly sit right with her moreover. Nonetheless, Steffi and Ridge refused to find any middle ground, so Hope acted like they couldn't accept the high and potent Forrester's status quo presently. With Ridge and Steffi's autographs, Hope reminded Carter that he could be the one running Forrester Creations. Carter revealed that Steffi called Hope a whine right to his face and fumed over the Forresters not seeing her worth. Indeed so, Carter confessed to having a giant hole in his stomach and asked if they could really turn Forrester upside down by taking over. Brook popped back over outdoors and heated in on the discussion, so she heaved as she got updates on Carter conniving a preemption with Hope's help. Carter said Steffi and Ridge had no idea that when they inked these papers, they gave control over to him. Still, Carter pledged to bring Hope back to the company if they moved forward with this plan. That said, Carter was adamant that he'd be the one in charge. Since Carter didn't want this blowing back on Hope, he claimed this was his decision alone. After Hope said Carter had a choice to make, he continued to pound over whether he'd protest Steffi and Ridge off the throne so he could be in charge. Brook was left in shock following her eavesdropper discovery. Brook will struggle with a terrible dilemma thanks to what she's learned, so we'll bring you more prognostications on the fate of this stunning news ahead. Ridge Forrester will reel over the stunning news that Brook Logan just delivered. Brook confessed that she eavesdropped Carter Walton and Hope Logan talking back at the cabin. That discussion sloped Brook off to Carter's LLC deception, so she claimed Ridge and Steffi Forrester just inked over full control of Forrester Creations. Ridge is still in a state of shock at the moment, but he'll accept that all this is true soon enough. Once Ridge wraps his head around this double treason, he'll fly into a rage and will inescapably plan to fight back. Carter hasn't filed the paperwork for the LLC yet, so perhaps Ridge can still stop what his now former stylish friend is trying to set in stir. Whatever the case, Hope and Carter will remain unconscious to their exposure. Carter and Hope don't realize Brook was wiretapping, so they clearly don't have an indication that she's been busy dishing to Ridge at the office. Hope and Carter are fleetly losing their upper hand, but they'll continue to believe they've got all the pieces in place and will make preemption prognostications. Will Carter and Hope be in for a rude awakening or manage to hang on to their power play? In the meantime, Electra Forrester will keep drooling with Remy Price, but she won't realize she's entered the peril zone. Remy is a troublemaking snooper who's going to beget all kinds of problems now that he's in Los Angeles. Of course, Electra supposedly just thinks of Remy as a confidant, but she'll get some disturbing updates down the road. The verity about Remy's once conduct and unsettling motives are sure to shake Electra over sooner or laterly. Until also, Remy will continue to deceive Electra and make her believe he's completely inoffensive. When Electra suggests they should hang out now that Remy's sticking around LA, he'll contend she can count on that. Remy will have some unsettling snooper tricks up his sleeve, so don't miss all the action. Carter, Steffi, and Ridge are in the Forrester Creations main office. Ridge is reviewing legal documents before subscribing when Carter asks if commodity is over. Ridge asks why Carter's name is on the LLC as the director. Carter says he can draw up new papers when Taylor barges in the door. She rightfully thinks she's interrupting when Steffi tells her to say. Steffi says they're nearly done and tells Ridge to just subscribe the papers. Carter offers to come back laterally, but Ridge shakes off his reservations, says it's all good and signs. He hands Carter the papers and thanks him. Ridge apologizes for how frustrating the last many days have been and says everyone in the Forrester family loves and respects him.